Initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Good evening. No, not evening. Good morning. Or evening for some of you.
Hey, it is evening.
Right, just as I was about to push the go live button, Stu hit me with a hydrate button and scared the absolute shit out of me, and then it
That's
got me all
cheating.
it got me all fucked up. So first things first. Cheers. As you can see, there's a fourth box down the bottom here. Wait, no. It was brilliant, Stu. Don't be sorry. It was
Start the
great.
show right. You say the thing.
So, that's right. Fucking, I completely forgot what we were doing. Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
It's me, DK.
And me, Van.
Bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. Goodness me. I've been doing too many streams recently that I've, like DK said, forgot about my main bush. Too focused on the side bush.
Yep.
Benchmarks matter.
But we're going to quickly answer this question of what's in the box because we have a very special guest who is here for a limited time only. So we're going to jump right in and introduce good friend of the show, loyal listener, apparently. One of my old good friends from Syracuse, Mr. Crackshot Fox, a.k.a. Grandmaster Fox, a.k.a. Legendary Fox, a.k.a. Alpha Fox. Now, what's up, Fox?
Not much. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure.
Wow, bro, pleasure's all ours. Speaking of legends, we talked about it very briefly before the show, but you and me, we have never met in person, which I'd like to rectify at some stage because I've known your face / Facebook profile photo for many years. So next time I'm in town, I would very much like to have a beverage, a sneaky bevy with you.
You don't have to have sneaky bevies with Fox. It's cool.
Oh, we can have upfront bevies?
Sure. Have all the upfront bevies.
Fox is one of Stu's all-time favorite people. That's awesome. That's a big call.
That's true.
Big call. So you're from our understanding, you've just finished up a shift.
Yes, just finished working.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate.
Here I am on your show, ready to go.
Ready to get internet famous.
Is better than the rest of us.
Comedy.
There's not a whole lot of that here. You'll be pleased to know. But yeah, so obviously we're in the rev up to fake nets, and as part of that, we want to have a yarn to a bunch of key people from some of the sites that are attending, and you were right at the very top of that list, DK.
Yeah, absolutely was, because I had said, Fox, you need to organize a tournament for us so we can come play in Syracuse, and you said, you know what, if we're going to organize a tournament, I think you just volunteer, DK, so it's just payback, Fox. I have to get you on the show since you got me to organize a bunch of stuff for the tournament.
Fair enough, DK, fair enough, you're right.
But we still got to ask you some stuff as a Syracuse native, you know?
All right. Fire away.
Okay, all right, so...
Let the Inquisition begin.
What are some things people should know coming to Syracuse? Like, what are some good places to try and stay, hang out, like good hotels to check out in the area, that kind of stuff for traveling players?
Traveling players, for hotels, the one I really recommend is True by Hilton in Township 5. It's like 5 minutes from our center. In Township 5, there's also a movie theater, which is walking distance, a bunch of restaurants like Buffalo Wild Wings, Red Robin's, Hibachi Steakhouse. So yeah, Longhorn Steakhouse is also there too. It's an easy walking convenient right from the hotel. Another one is Best Western Inn by the fairgrounds. That's only like 10 minutes away. Those are the two I recommend.
I can't remember where we stayed. We stayed at one of those two places, I'm pretty sure, when we blew through town after Detroit Nets. What?
Lucky Town.
Lucky Town, that's right. No, blew through. not not the other one. And yeah, it was around the corner almost. Nice place too. Nice place. I regret that we didn't get to stay longer actually in Syracuse. Because it seems like a nice place. Well, nice.
You basically only played like one night when you were there, right?
We did not even that. We turned up like I think in the morning. We went like in the morning as they opened. We played like 3 games and then we jumped in the car and moseyed on to New York City. Which took like 9 fucking hours. This is bullshit.
From Syracuse?
From Syracuse, yeah. It was horrendous, dude.
Why the fuck did it take 9 hours to get from Syracuse to New York
I
City?
was gonna say it's like a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, I know. Some part of the interstate or something was shut down, and we got diverted through a forest.
I'm starting to think you're just bad luck, Steve. We just went to drop Virus off at the airport, and it took us 4 hours to get back to Sacramento from San Francisco.
Yeah,
now
but
it's taking you 9 hours to get to New York City from Syracuse.
That was a certain co-host of mine's fault, I believe. No, I don't want to point fingers, but I'm gonna point my thumb, just this way. Yeah.
Yeah, at Than, I agree. That's not your thumb, Than.
But yeah, like what kind of stuff have you guys got planned for the week? I'm gonna jump in and steal like your line of questioning, DK.
Please do.
Well, aside from lasers, obviously.
I would really like to have a mini golf tournament one night.
Oh yeah!
We have a really good course, like within walking distance of our center. There's a lot of cool holes.
Oh my god!
I am
awesome.
in to lose.
Could you, if
I
you're
remember
gonna,
I remember when me and DK played mini golf in Colorado that one time.
Oh, and Scythe was a ringer like he was for everything else.
He put you into his golf bag, and
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. If you do that, okay, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. So what you do is you get a crew, and you hit up local thrift stops. Big fan of that. And you find the best golf attire that you can, and you make sure that everyone is dressed up for the occasion. Because mini golf is a serious thing. You got to make sure that you look the part as well as it's all in the hips.
We'll make sure we get some video.
Oh please.
Yeah, there will be none of that. There will be no special golf attire. Fuck. The rules for mini golf are very simple. You take 3 shots of Fireball and then you play mini golf.
Look like Happy Gilmore.
Dear.
That's a great idea. Why hasn't that happened at more tournaments?
Because in Sacramento, the closest mini golf place was not super close, is always crowded, and the courses actually aren't that good. So that would be the Sacramento reason.
I can't wait for Brisbane Nats because we could run both at the same time.
I was gonna say, or St. George, they also have mini golf, so yes.
Yeah.
But... Although I feel like there's going to be probably a couple of Vegas nights at St. George, but we'll get into that at a separate time.
Fox, are you one of the disc golf crew? Because I know there's
I do not play disc golf.
Right. But there is
I would try, but I'd probably be bad at it.
Again, it's all in the wrist. If you got good wrist strength, you wanna throw it like that.
Well, since Stu is coming, I'm assuming there will be a disc golf event.
Do you guys have courses? Like, do you know if there's any courses or anything around like Q's or around where you guys are?
Yeah, there's a bunch of courses around in the Q area. So
excellent.
So if you would like golf, mini or frisbee, apparently we can work that out.
Accommodate you.
Exactly.
What else you got? Exactly. What else you got, DK?
Well, so what else we got? Other stuff that I had kind of suggested to people in the area is that Niagara Falls is about a 2-hour drive from there, Fox?
Yep, about a 2-hour drive. If you're just looking for like waterfalls not as impressive as Niagara Falls, there's Chittenango Falls. It's like 40 minutes, 30-minute drive from Syracuse. So, and it's well known in our area. So you don't want as far as drive, but Niagara Falls is pretty impressive.
I mean, if you're going to drive 30 or 40 minutes anyway, you may as well just drive, 3 to 4 times the length and, see something actually impressive.
We
Just throw it there.
we did that actually again on our way to Syracuse, and I feel like it took longer than 2 hours to get from the falls to you guys. Maybe like
With you in the car, I'm sure it did.
I blame Striker. He was
Probably
driving.
close to the 2.5.
Right. See, here's where we've gone wrong. We listened to a bunch of Syracuse locals, and they were like, "Yeah, it's only about 2 hours," and about means it's like 4 hours, and like about 4 hours to New York is actually more like a work day. But whatever.
Well, depending on which people you're talking to, Syracuse, yeah, they probably did do it in 2 hours.
I think we asked Beans, so I think that's where we went wrong.
Oh, you just add a half hour to whatever he says.
He's like, no, it should only take like about 40 minutes to get to the falls from Syracuse. It's worth your time though if you're in the neck of the woods and you haven't been out there. Speaking from not a local's perspective, it's every bit as majestic as you've heard about. It's lovely.
Really is.
It's lovely.
Good chance I'm probably going to make the trip the day after the tournament's over, so the Saturday after.
To the falls.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
cool.
think there's a pretty good chance I'll end up doing that.
Have you been out there?
No, I've never been to Niagara Falls.
Oh, you gotta go, kid.
Now,
Sounds like you just
highly
bought with
recommend.
Fox.
now what
I'll go.
what
Nice.
what would be awesome is if we can actually get into Canada at that point, because you can walk into Canada across a bridge at Niagara Falls, and it's fucking awesome. Now, the one thing though is you have to make sure that you've got like the 50 cents to get back, because there literally is a toll coming back, which when I went, didn't know that and didn't have any change on me.
So they detain you at the border?
And
Fortunately,
Dan's actually still in Canada right now. It's a little known fact.
no, fortunately, some very nice people saw the distress and was like, "Oh, is that?" It's like, yes, we need change, and so some people actually gave us the coins so we could pay the fucking toll to leave Canada. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Yeah.
Easier solution: just find a barrel, go over the falls in it, and then you just end up right back in America.
You'd be
Fine.
famous.
Seems like a terrible fucking idea, but it's fine.
And yes, just a quick note to chat. Than is quieter this evening. His setup is brand spanking new, so I put it down to that. He's done something and broken something.
We're still working on it. Dan
Yeah.
is still working on the new studio. He's in the lab, so to speak.
Pretty much.
Um,
Pretty much.
so one thing I wanted to know, Fox, how long have you been playing for?
Oh gosh, I'm not dating myself.
Smart man.
You're gonna have to cut me open and count my rings.
None of your gotcha questions here.
Okay, give or take. You got some
Well, let's
years
just put
under
this
the
in
belt, right?
perspective. BK knows, but I met him at the first Nats in Detroit.
Yep.
That was what, 2009?
2009.
Right on.
And Fox was actually the inaugural winner of the Sportsmanship Award at the renewed U.S. Nats. Trivia fact right there.
Then
Stallion.
you can, and just for laser tag, you can just add a bunch more years before that. So
All right, we'll just keep ticking them. We'll keep ticking them years off.
Yeah, Stallion raises a good point in chat. You're worried about how long you've been playing with these hosts? Yeah, since most of us are going on getting close to 25 years.
Oh, you guys are 90s, right? You guys have been since the 90s.
97.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next year, I could be celebrating my 25th Laser Force anniversary in Auckland. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So there we go.
That's like
wouldn't suck.
the age that people now have their midlife crisis at 25. So good
Well,
for you, buddy.
we can work on
I
that.
used to have
too.
a joke. I used to have a joke with Bike Row. You're getting worked over by a man twice your age.
But now these days it's truer.
The ratio is getting a little more favorable. It's all-
I used the joke, but it's more haunting than funny.
Yeah.
But now we got to get to the real question here, Fox.
Ooh.
What about the eating? People want to know about the eateries. What do people need to eat in Syracuse?
Well, if you come to Syracuse, you definitely have to go to Tully's.
Yeah.
It's stew approved too. Best chicken tenders on earth. Stew approved. What's the top place? It's right down the road too.
That is one thing I have.
This weird look.
It's one thing I've missed. I think I only went there once or twice when I was there, and that was 10 years ago. So I'm looking forward to sharing some Tully's with you, Fox.
That's what I am too. There's also a Dinosaur Barbecue, which is pretty famous, Syracuse area. It's been on some national shows.
That was who I think catered the awards dinner in 2011, and they were
we've had it catered. The funny thing about that though is I've only been there once personally. And that was when Logan was in town. He didn't for like a bunch of years. He didn't even know about it because we never took him there because I never ever went there. And he was like, "You have this famous place called Dinosaur Barbecue in Syracuse, right?" I go, "Yeah." How come you never taken me? Because I never go there.
I mean, and it's literally it's 6 minutes away from the site, isn't it?
Yeah. I've had their food catered like tons of time, but I just never bother to go there because it's downtown.
Well, how far away is downtown?
Yeah.
From the center, like 6 minutes away.
Yeah, it's not that far.
But I just prefer to go into Tully's, because that's closer to me.
What's the place next door like? That's straight just a bar, right?
Yeah, they said they have food on weekends.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's going there for the food.
Yeah, you don't go there for the food. Their chicken wings are actually pretty good.
What's the fireball like?
Okay, good to know.
Cinnamony. Right on. So you? I assume people like the locals are playing host to the traveling players. There's gonna be some barbecue had.
Yeah, of course. I'm actually. Why people like barbecue? I mean, Dan doesn't. He's from Texas, so.
Motherfucker. Really? We're gonna have an argument about barbecue with the person living in Texas right now. Like, okay.
Yeah, no, Texas barbecue isn't real barbecue though.
Even
DK's got it.
I had this exact conversation when I was in Texas with someone at a gas station. It was a gas station attendee, and I had this exact conversation with them. And even they were like, Texas barbecue ain't real barbecue. I'm like, well, clearly you're not from here.
You want to know the real civil war in the United States is between the different barbecue regions.
That is accurate. That is 100% accurate.
I've seen enough reality TV show to know that's true. But yeah, so wicked. I'm so hungry for barbecue right now.
Me too, actually. God damn it. And the really good barbecue place that I used to live next to is now not convenient. Plus, it'd be closed by now anyway. So, God damn it.
Womp womp.
I know, completely.
All right, last question before we let you go here, Fox. What is your favorite tournament memory you've had so far?
Ooh, that's a good question, DK. And you gave me this in advance, so I should be prepared for this, but I'm going to wing it. It was probably actually my last tournament, just because of the people we were playing with. Like, Logan is not a Laser Force player. So it was a non-Laser Force player. Then person from Germany on our team.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like a makeshift team, and we still came in first. So that would probably be my favorite laser tag memory, just because of the way the team came together. Especially we had, like, before the actual seeding part of the tournament, we had a lot of bad draws, because that can happen in random draw. Like, Beans only drew Commander, like, once. So, yeah, and El Diablo drew Commander, like, over 60% of the games.
That's who it was, yeah. I remember watching that.
This was East Coast 2019 for those of you without your decoder rings in chat. So, because Fox, you didn't actually say which tournament it was. You just said it was.
Hey, he said it was his last tournament. The people in the know, they already know.
Yes, exactly. DK understands.
Yeah, well, DK has other issues.
These are true facts.
True.
Yeah, right on. So, and like I have a follow-up question. Have you played any tournaments or mini tournaments outside of Syracuse?
I've played in a bunch in Detroit.
Yeah.
It's actually my favorite laser tag arena. Don't tell anyone from
Detroiters?
Syracuse that though. Yes.
Wow.
For
Face,
Space
but
Marines, I should say.
Yeah.
There's a hot take. There's a hot take right
There's
here.
a hot take.
It's a
I
very
had
hot take.
I know.
complete
I had to give you
opposite
something,
feeling.
DK. I had to put a hot take in this chat.
Yeah, and you never came to SAC, did you?
No.
No. Oh yeah, because otherwise, yeah, you and Guy next door would have met because he came to both the other.
I went to
SAC
Yeah, the
Loveland
last
too
couple.
for that.
Oh yeah, it was Loveland. Okay, yes, that's right. You were
Yeah.
Loveland. Yeah, because Fox was also there at the birth of Fireball DK. See, Fox
Yes.
is there for all the big moments in laser tag history, and you just never know.
I know.
I've that's one maze I want to really play. That and St. George, but I think that I really enjoy your guys. I love Syracuse mostly because of the floor. The floor is just the best thing to run on ever. It's glorious.
AstroTurf with
Oh
Cat,
yes.
it is amazing. Your ankles and knees will thank you. At
Yeah.
the end of the tournament.
Well, now that you said something nice about the AstroTurf, you were officially banned from San Marcos for saying that AstroTurf is good.
Again, no, it's fine.
Swift little light jab. Brilliant. All right, Fox. Well, thank you again for coming on. Obviously, when's the tournament again? What's the dates for?
It is July 26th through the 30th of this year.
So if for anyone that's traveling to that particular competition, make sure you give Fox some love. Buy him a couple ribs or a beverage.
That sounds good, Ribs.
Hell yeah.
Or Tully's tenders. He will always accept Tully's tenders.
Totally standards. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I'll be back,
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Excellent. Love to have you back anytime, Fox.
She is.
All right, DK.
All
Guy
right.
next door. Old man Than. Signing off.
See you, mate.
Take care, my
it easy.
friend.
Yeah.
Hey, Fox.
All right, so we're gonna go click that one. Boom. It's all three. That
Oh
was
no, we got split. Ah!
that's very pleasant. G&D giving the beard extra love today. It's become a really terrible habit. I just do this.
Like any good wizard, he is developing a good beard stroking habit.
Yes, this makes me seem like I'm deep in thought, but actually, it's dumb. It's a dumb nervous habit that I need to cut this shit off so I can stop doing that. But then I have, you have the ghost beard. You ever have the ghost beard?
Yeah, it doesn't quite have the same effect when
Yeah.
I do it.
I have to choose which one of my chins to stroke after I cut the beard off. So, cheers.
So obviously we're totally.
I say we
out of
take
sync
off
with
and
what
nuke the entire
yeah.
site from orbit.
By actually getting to the real material of the show first by front loading things. Yeah, what a terrible idea.
It just feels so weird, like because we have a sequence, and today it's all fucked up, and I'm like
Well, so it's new environment as well.
Yeah.
You're full of corn dogs. You're riding high, and then somebody drops a hydrate bot just before you go live, and it just messes the whole flow.
Yep.
I want to say a very quick hello to everyone in chat. Thank you for joining us. We're a very brief chat, obviously, with Fox just now from Syracuse. We're gonna look to have a chat with a couple of other people over the next few weeks in the lead up to the tournament. So yeah, once that happens, we'll get through that. Bilbo Bag, what's up, Bilbo Bag? I think I was saying that wrong. Like
Bill Bob Bag.
Bilbo Bag. So
No, there's two B's. It's Bill Bob. It's not Bilbo.
there is two B's. I was saying it right. God damn it, Bilbo Bag. For anyone that missed the stream earlier in the week, the Lego stream, Bilbo Bag made us a song. I've posted it in the Discord. If you haven't had a listen, it's so awesome.
Oh, sweet. It's about time we got some new intro music. I love the jet noise, but I'm so tired of that song.
I mean, that song has been, going now for almost a year as the intros and outros. It might be time for something else.
Well, so I need to get the files off of Marco so that I can cut something new together. But we'll see how we go. But yeah, it's the song. The way I've been describing it is a sea shanty freestyle rap about creating cheeseburgers out of Lego. It's one of the best thing. It's one of the best thing.
That sounds wild.
It's so good. Definitely not into music, he says. But also very nice to see you, sir. Sleepy Rachel, if you're still here, another new follower. Hello to you. Hello to like our old faithfuls that are in the chat. Without you guys switching to the live format, probably wouldn't have been worthwhile for us. You have musical content instead of just playing it on the podcast. You do this to the Discord. Yes. This podcast is a serious place. It's no place for sea shanties. Are you calling us old? How rude. Not us. Just you, Shawnee. And then. Oh, Ducky. Thank you very much. 11 months. Duckman has been subscribed for. What a bloody legend. Pew pew. Also, so we normally we get our housekeeping out of the way before we go into like, the the crux of the show. But Fox is under some time constraints, so we decided to do that first. So I wanted to give a very special birthday shout out to Auntie Two. If Auntie Two is in chat,
She's not.
She's not, then so
womp
womp. But happy birthday to you, Auntie Two. If you happen to see this later, if you're part of our Discord, send her some love. I think she'll enjoy it. Lone Ranger, you like banana? What's not to like?
Got banana a lot. Let me tell you.
It's yellow. It's got potassium. Those are the two things I look for out of my day every day. The shape. Oh, the shape. I could talk for hours about the shape.
Would you, though?
Get a different pod for that.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear that here.
That's a Sunday afternoon show, that one. Right. How are you, boys? It's nice to see you. I feel like it's been a week since we saw you last.
Shockingly, it has.
It has? It seems like it has been.
Been 2 weeks, I believe.
Oh yeah, we didn't do a show last week. That's right.
No, because somebody had to go to a wedding. Ooh.
Yeah. Congratulations also to 2K King.
Yes, also that.
Plays out Auckland. Than, you've had a busy couple weeks.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
That would certainly be an accurate way to put it.
How's Canada?
Coming to you live from his 8x8 cell.
Yeah, can't you tell with the bare walls behind me? No, I finally
did a show. You did do a show.
I moved.
You moved.
I'm in my new house. I am completely done with everything with the old house, which makes me sad a little bit. So I signed. I closed on this place Monday. Hello, Malcolm. You guys are. There's going to be cat on stream here briefly, I think. Closed on Monday. Started moving stuff over. Wednesday, the movers came and moved the rest of the stuff. Spent $1,400 on movers. They were worth every goddamn penny.
Oh yeah.
Good.
That seems very expensive though. Oh, hoodlum. Thank you very much for your sub, dude.
Hoodie likes being a sub. I've seen the videos. No,
not when you're medic, he doesn't. he is full on Dom in that situation.
Yeah, that's right.
You can switch. It's fine.
It's good if you can play both. It shows versatility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get bored.
It's a real team player move.
That's right.
Completely. So $1,400. I mean, like 200 of that was tip.
Your country sucks, man.
It was a 4-man crew. They did a fucking awesome job.
Tips.
I was quite happy to throw down an extra $200 for them. And yeah, and so that all got done, and got to go back over to the old house after the cleaners had finished, and leave the keys and the garage door openers, because those are important things for the new owners to have. All the keys and the garage door openers, a little bit.
You want to keep those and sell them to some ne'er-do-wells.
This is why we change the locks on the house when we move in, folks.
Exactly right.
And there may have been a couple of moments as I was doing my final walkthrough on the house. It was a good house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it. It was, a lot of good associated with it. But now I've got this new place, which part of it's fine, but it's definitely a step down.
That's the note you want to start off.
That was a great selling point right there. You should be in real estate, my friend. This house, it's fine.
It's fun.
It'll get the job done for you.
Yep.
I mean,
there are schools.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Pretty much. It's a functional house that was in my budget, is basically what it gets down to. Yeah. So here we are. No house tour today, because most of the house. No, I want to say most of the house. The living room and dining room area looks like a fucking bomb site right now still, because that whole still unpacking. And just before got on to do the show, I was like, oh, I should plug everything into my TV so I can make sure that that's working. Just the home theater system and the Blu-ray player, just make sure it's all good. The television speakers work by themselves. The Blu-ray player works. That's cool. The home theater system is not outputting any sound, and it's really fucking pissing me off. So that's gonna be that's literally what I'm doing after I get done with the show, is trying to figure out why the fuck my home theater system isn't working. I know, first world fucking problems. I have them, but they're my first world fucking problems, and I'm using them to distract me from things I don't want to think about. So
okay, that's fair. I won't mock then.
That's okay. I have some first world
close.
problem stories for this week too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, well, we can wait till Than's done with his
his tech problems.
his virtual house tour.
Yeah.
Before we get the actual house tour.
Yeah, so maybe next week, if I'm feeling benevolent, maybe we'll see. We can do this is what $250,000 buys you in Texas. Not anymore, because the house prices have gone up since I bought it. But when I sign paperwork, this is what $250,000 will buy you in Texas, and then all the Auckland people can cry.
Yeah. A quarter
And
of
like $250,000 in California buys you like this.
Yep.
$250,000 in Auckland buys you a house in Invercargill. For anyone that knows our country.
Yep, that's a thing.
Yep.
I mean, so it's fine. It's it's all new beginnings. It's all new stuff. The cats are adapting, which is good. There was definitely a fear that they were gonna freak out and have problems, but they're all just like, okay, cool, new place, fine, it's all good. Got my real internet hooked up. Actually Wednesday in between the movers finishing and me going up to my old house. Yeah, it's a nice little 300 fiber connection that's benching out at like 380, and I'm going to be paying like $45 a month for it. I'm okay with this. I can make that work. So, but yeah, it's just a lot of. I'm relieved that like all of the major upheaval is done.
That's good.
All of the major upheaval in my life at this point has passed. Like the divorce is final. My ex is back in Australia and she cleared quarantine and she's back home, so that's cool.
Yay.
And, like all the major changes are complete, as it were.
Yeah. But now comes the
So-
quiet, which is
Which is
a different
I
kind
think-
of pain.
well, I'm curious as to what the next couple of months are going to bring as far as that goes.
Yeah.
You know, now that I'm moved, I'm settling in, and all the chaos is behind me. Now I guess comes the actual reflecting and figuring stuff out. But this is why I have a therapist, right?
Yeah, exactly
100%
right.
why I have it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Mm.
And and hopefully by next week, this very blank space behind me will actually have some stuff in it, because I feel very underdressed compared to DK and Steve-O right now. It's like DK's got this minimalist aesthetic going on, but there's still some stuff there. It's visually interesting. Steve-O
Just enough.
Yeah, Steve-O's got like this nerd bukkake behind him, and I've got a white wall.
Blimey.
I'm at drag queen levels of fabulous behind me.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much what's going on there. So, we'll see what the next few weeks and few months bring. I go back to work on Monday. We'll see if my work improves, because it's definitely not been fantastic the last few months with everything going on.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of actually, shockingly, I'm kind of actually looking forward to going back to work now that the chaos is done. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can be a little more focused as far as that goes.
Headphones.
Hey, Auntie too. Now that you've just popped into chat,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Since you weren't here when Steve-O actually gave you your birthday shout out, but happy birthday or something.
It's actually an elaborate prank I've been pulling. It's not really. No. Yeah, happy birthday. Massive happy birthday to you, Auntie 2. Hope you had a great day. I'm pretty sure it's your birthday today, unless Facebook is a liar.
Well, it is, but maybe not for that reason.
Even if it's not, save this for your actual birthday and then replay it then. What do you got going on, DK? What's
Well, first I just wanted to address I put it in chat, but Jojo, yes, I'm coming to Portland sometime in July. Not sure on the exact dates, but if you want to hit me up on the Discord, I'd be happy to make a trip out to presumably the Gresham laser tag site, since that's the better of the two. But I don't know if you got a crew that you can get together, but if you want to play some Space Marines or at least something non-standard, I'd be totally down to stop in and play some lasers, especially if I'll have a tournament for them up for.
There is actually JoJo has started a Facebook group for anyone in that area that is interested in playing. Jojo, feel free to chuck the link either in chat or in the Discord if you want, and we'll see if we can boost some numbers of people to, to come out and play with you. Because there's nothing quite like playing laser tag with your friends or, strangers. It's still good. Still good.
They can become friends.
What's wrong with standard? Ain't nothing wrong with standard. We've been playing a bunch of it recently.
Standard would be fine too. I would definitely take standard games at this point, seeing as how I have played nothing since the last time I was in St. George.
Yeah, man. You got that standard game, man.
Yep. So my first world problem for the week, as most people are aware, right? I booked a flight to Auckland last year that was unceremoniously canceled because
reasons.
That thing happened. Elite unpleasantness, as we'll call it. So I had bought it with like my credit card points and stuff like that. So I call up my credit card company and like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll just give you a credit with that airline. Just call us when you want to rebook a flight. So I did that. I was like, okay, well, I have this flight I want to take to Syracuse this summer. Well, see, the thing is, we gave you the credit for that flight, but the way that United does it, unlike American Airlines or Delta, who are nicer, like, you really only get credit for one flight. So if there's any difference in the ticket costs between the New Zealand flight that you booked, which was, I don't know, like $1,300, something like that, and the Syracuse flight, which is not going to be anywhere close to that, you lose the difference. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. But then the agent was like, well, let me do some checking. If you're okay with it, either you can wait to rebook your New Zealand flight where you're going to take it, but they said I might have to like complete it by March of next year, which obviously Nats isn't going to be in March of next year. So wasn't down with that. I said, but let's do some looking. Maybe we can upgrade you to first class for your flights. I said, okay, now I'm intrigued. And I could have got
a decent flight, right? That's like a 6-hour flight.
Yeah, because the way that I'm gonna do it is basically I'm gonna fly from SAC to Washington D.C., which is like 5 hours.
Right.
And then just take a quick it's like an 80-minute flight from Washington to Syracuse.
Right.
So that's not too bad. So I could have done it for both legs, but I would have had to pay a little bit more. But it was only like a $50 difference if I booked it so that I got a first class flight from SAC to Washington, and I basically only lose $50 out of the credit that I had. So on the one hand, I could be upset that I'm losing money off of that fairly expensive ticket to New Zealand, but on the other hand, I never flown first class. That's a pretty long flight, so I'm just going to choose to embrace that and say that was very much a first world problem. I'm looking forward to having a transcontinental first class flight. So let's say it's all good things.
So what are those? Do you know what the first class is kind of like for those flights? Because domestic is normally domestic in New Zealand is obviously a different beast than domestic in the States, but do they have nice domestic flights? Are the planes any good?
Yeah, for a transcontinental flight, it'll definitely be more legroom. There'll only be 2 seats in the row. I don't know for that flight if it's there's 3 seats, 4 seats, 3 seats, or something like that. I don't think it's quite that large of a plane. It's not like the flight that I usually take to Brisbane.
DK.
Yeah.
At that point, you don't care because you're not going to be with the plebs.
True.
You'll be at the front of the plane. It'll be fine.
Yep, I'm going bougie as fuck, so I'm just gonna be hanging out with Gates and Bezos, sipping on those 5G vaccine lattes.
You should get real drunk and just yell, just I'm famous on the internet. How fireball do you get?
If they have Fireball in first class, there might be an incident.
Is there any way that you can vlog your journey? And go full baller? You should definitely go full baller.
We will see. I'm sure I will be the least well-dressed person in first class, and they will probably look at me with their snooty faces.
I wouldn't go that far. The first class flight I had from Houston to Vegas, it was okay, we're all plebs. Cool.
Yeah.
Your flights get canceled too? Yeah.
What pissed me off, I remember on one of the last Brisbane flights that I took, I was because you have to walk through the first class section so you can see your social betters on the way to your pleb seat, and seeing a family with 3 kids that was sitting in first class, I'm like, This is wasted on them. Why are you flying in first class with the kids? You should kick those kids in the back of the plane and give me one of those seats.
Yeah, not only that, but you're ruining it for everyone else as well. Thank you very much.
Fuck your kids.
Should have gone Emirates. 20 grand gets you a suite and a shower. Yeah, why didn't you do that, DK?
It's not baller enough, I guess.
Yeah, not balling enough. You need that shower.
So we'll see. We'll see if I end up regretting doing the first class on the leg to the tournament versus like from the
On the way
tournament.
back.
Maybe I would have wanted the more leg room after I'm all sore, but you know what?
What's that time
figure it
diff like? Like it's like 5 hours, right? No, not that long.
That's 3 hour time
3
difference.
hours. 3 hours.
Yeah, we got 4 time zones
Right
in America.
America.
Well, 5 I guess if you count Alaska and Hawaii.
No,
But who does? Who counts those places?
Yeah.
Fake
Lower 48.
states. Fake
Lower
states for our
48.
fake nats.
Even though like borderline, man. We're technically America. Right on. Well, it's something at least. That's kind of average that they're like, nah, we don't.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, if that's the worst thing that happened to me as a result of COVID, I think I kind of got to consider myself lucky.
I guess so. I mean, your guys' bar is quite low over there.
You're not wrong.
Fair.
God damn, are you not wrong?
I mean, after this, I'm off to a sporting event with tens of people. So you know, lucky Steve. No, there'll be a few more than that, but we'll see. Right. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about and get off your chest?
I have other Laser Force related stuff, but we're not in that section of the show, so
Oh, we can be.
I'll just leave that.
We could go right there, dude. What do you got?
We can segue.
Shit,
Yep.
that's what I was gonna do. Segue.
We fucking
So-
talked about this, bro.
Oh, I've got
Speaking
something in I've got something bees related that I've just knocked out and segue. Make a note.
Bees?
Bees.
Bees?
Yeah, it's almost like you guys don't watch the other shows that we do on this channel.
I can't
If they
fucking
weren't on
help
at
it.
2 o'clock in the morning.
3
These
o'clock in
guys.
the morning.
Mm.
3 o'clock in the morning for me usually. So
Excuses and
yeah, no.
assholes. Everyone's got one.
Yeah, so no, I don't fucking watch other shows.
Let's have more than one.
Yeah, why don't you live
Few
on my
things
time?
happened back in NAM.
Get on my level, damn it. The bees again. Right, let's segue over to to some Laser Force content.
So other things related to the tournament that have been worked out in the last week or so. We have confirmation now that the 2-day event is going to be random draw Space Marines.
Cool.
Exactly how the teams will be determined is still a little up in the air. I have some plans, but I do want to discuss those with some of the other site representatives and come to some kind of consensus on what would be the best way to do that to ensure equitable, fun teams for everybody for that. And we also want to get some kind of better idea on what numbers will actually look like, since I know not everybody who's going to come to Syracuse is going to play both events.
Right.
So that's in the works. A rough schedule, a kind of tentative schedule, is also in the works. I managed to put some of those timetables together this week. So it looks like what we would be doing is starting about 10 a.m. every day. Initially, it was going to be 9, but then Fox and Beans had the good idea that maybe we could push that back by an hour. Give everybody just a little bit more time to sleep off things if they've
Chicken
had
tenders.
a beverage or two the night before. Because we should have plenty of time for the tournament. The only reason we might have to start earlier is if we end up having more teams than expected. If we had like 8 or 9 teams, we'd need that extra hour or something like that. But starting about 10 a.m. and then we should be done by about 7 p.m. most nights.
Cool.
And that would be with a 90-minute lunch break for everybody in the middle of the day. And allotting a really conservative 20 minutes per game, which we won't need that much time. But at least managed to work it out that there should be, yes, plenty of time for Tully's, noob. Plenty of time for Tully's. So we'll have a lunch break every day, a proper lunch break, so everybody can have that instead of just having a lunch break on their bye. I thought that would be an important thing to do for everybody. And then we're not going to be playing until all hours of the night. So once we're done with play, people can go grab some food, grab some drinks, hang out for a bit, have time to go home, shower, do all that kind of stuff. So obviously, I want to play a ton of games, but I want to leave some time for social interaction and not have everybody's nerves be super shot at the end of the day. So I'm expecting us to have probably 6 or 7 teams, and either way, we'll be able to have that fairly generous schedule with the slightly later start at 10 a.m. So it's not quite so rushed in the morning, a lunch break in the middle of the day, and then we won't finish too late at night.
Sweet. This is one amazing thing about smaller tournaments, is the amount of time you can kind of free up to do other stuff. Like, you still tend to play as much Laser Force as you otherwise would at a larger tournament. And then you also get all the other stuff that comes with it. So yay for small tournaments. 6 teams, beautiful.
6 teams would be really good as well, because we would then also be able to get into full rounds in the round play. The only thing is we'd kind of almost get a second round if we had 7 teams, because we'd only get one actual round of round play, but we would have time for a double elimination finals then. So it's like you would kind of almost get a second round, because everybody would be guaranteed at least 4 games in the finals. So it's something.
Consensual grabbing, of course. Consensual grabbing. Cool. That sounds really cool. I'm quite jealous that I don't get to come and hang out with y'all.
I mean, don't you have enough, air miles to get there at this point?
Yeah, it's just getting back in my own country is the problem.
Details, minor, insignificant, not important. Who cares?
The amount of air travel that's starting to creep up on me is significant for this year. So, a lot of regional flights are happening. Cool. Was there anything else on that you want to talk about?
That's mostly it in terms of the schedule. I'll be posting specifics as we get them, because we're still waiting to hear whether or not we'll have a slightly later start on Tuesday, because historically there's been a summer camp that comes in place at the Fun Warehouse, but with COVID and everything having changed, my understanding is they haven't heard anything from that group, so we may not have them this year. But in the event that the warehouse occupied in the morning, basically what we would do is just start late, and rather than have a lunch break, we'd have a dinner break and play a little bit later on that particular night.
Right.
But we'd still have time for a break in the middle of the day for people to have a proper meal of some kind.
Cool.
Yeah, having that whole having a proper meal thing, you don't necessarily realize like how many nerves that saves like later in the day and later in the week.
Yeah.
If people are actually getting to have food instead of, oh, we're just gonna smash an energy drink and a candy bar and go.
That might have been cool when we were 23, but
yeah,
not so much now.
Not these days. These days that sends old mate guy next door to the emergency room. It's great.
Steve-O, is there anything that doesn't send you to the emergency room?
Not a whole lot, to be fair. I was going to say...
Legos haven't done it yet.
That's true. Lego cheeseburgers might.
Do not pound the Lego cheeseburgers.
So, not to brag, but a little bit of a brag, but not to brag. We actually got to play a couple of games of Space Marines this week.
Ooh, oh my god, look at me. I'm Steve-O, and I play in Auckland. We play Lego. Oh my god,
mute.
Oh my god.
Where can I turn off Than's face here? Well, here we go. Boom. No, that didn't work. That one there. There he's gone. Much better.
No.
No, we got to play a little bit of Space Marines this week, which was nice. We only played 2 games. I was very adamant that we were only going to play a couple, because we had 10 join us for the evening, but we've been on this like social Laser Force kick recently, which I've really enjoyed. It's actually helped me love the game again, because we aren't playing any Space Marines. It's all social, individual, or You know, play a couple Highlanders or Shadows or Space 4 or D&D, all the other stuff that doesn't have that same level of intensity that Space 5 does. And it's been great. Like, it also helps. So it's helped by the fact we don't have enough people to play Space Marines anyway, or play properly. But you know, it's good that we get to one, play laser tag, but two, make the most of low numbers, and help those of us that are still playing on the regular rekindle some love for laser tag in general. And it's been fun. It's been really fun. The 2 Space Marines games were pretty fun. None of us are in game shape, or you know, proper game fitness. But it was cool. It was really cool. But yeah, if we put the stat sheets up on the LF Stats site, so if anyone wants to go up there and check them out, feel free to.
Let's go have a look right now.
You can have a look right now. I do have one game in front of me. I got a medic hit as a medic hit, which I'm very happy about.
Nice. I always encourage medic on medic violence.
Yeah, medic on medic crime is the best.
It's the best.
And pulling up, and there's nothing on here. Russ, your stat site is broken. It sucks. This is bullshit.
Oh, actually,
okay, there it is.
So
okay, it just came up.
What I was thinking, right? Because Russ has been, you know, obviously hosting LF Stats for a number of years for us now, and that comes out of his personal pocket. So at some point, what I would like to do is do a funding drive for LF Stats, where I will look for people to bust out their wallets, and we will look to help Russ pay for hosting for as long as, you know, however much we can raise for him will go towards covering the site costs. Because
let's do it.
I think like the amount of value that we get out of that website as a community, and it you know, people are very thankful for it, but if there is something else that we can do for him, I think that, you know, I think it'd be a really cool thing to do. So, and I think he said it's like $20 a month or something for hosting, or
I know that $1 makes all the difference, but yeah, 21 bucks.
But either way, it'd be kind of nice. So we'll look to see what we can do about that. But I'm not sure how we would go about that, because I haven't fleshed it out. But it's an idea that I had this week. So
everybody just bomb Russ's PayPal. Go
do
it right now.
Yeah, if you've got his PayPal details, chuck him a lazy 20. And that'll pay for a month of the LF Stats website. So, right.
We'll figure out something, but yeah, I would very much support doing that, because Russ has been doing that, and not just like paying for the hosting, but constantly working to update and improve the code to make things more efficient, and that's all stuff that he's just kind of done on his own initiative. I know partly because he likes it, but we appreciate it as a community, and we want to do something to show him how that we do
exactly
appreciate
right.
that.
But just know, if you are watching this later on, Russ, just know that you have the Resupplies thanks, and I imagine you have the wider community's thanks as well. So thank you for doing a great job, even though a lot of the time you seem like you hate everything.
COVID has just made him very grumpy.
Oh,
we'll get him out. We'll get him out to play some fun things.
Maybe
take him to a Kings game, take his mind off of things. Everything will be all right.
Maybe all the joy gets sucked out of his body by his hair. He's got that thing that Tobias had on Arrested Development. Yeah, so maybe you should think about getting it cut off, my friend.
I think he actually did. He said that he had the hair trimmed last week.
Oh, he has?
He's in a better mood now.
Sucker. I doubt it.
I think his wife was getting sick of it.
Yeah, and so his wife said cut it. He didn't want to cut it, so they compromised, and he cut it.
Yeah, the compromise was that he was happy, and now he's not. Suckers. Last guy standing. Steal your joke, why don't you? What joke?
I did. Glader made that joke in Discord. I
oh,
totally
really?
Stole it.
Get your own podcast, Glader.
Host prerogatives.
That's right.
Prerogatives.
Yeah, you should know by now. We steal everyone's content. But yeah, the stats from the week it was quite nice. It's always nice to see your own stats. Sometimes you need a mirror to see it. But yeah, it is it is quite nice to see your own stats when you have them. So
9 medikits. What an asshole.
Sorry about that, fan.
That was it was just so subtle, and you were just skating on by it, and you're not normally that funny, so it really struck me.
Comedic genius, my friend. All right. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about? Finally, Bone Podcast. You should call it the Resupply.
With blackjack and hookers.
What, have blackjack and hookers?
Yes.
Literally just said with blackjack. Hey, look, it's not
this
stealing.
This is the worst kind of discrimination. The kind against me.
It ain't stealing your jokes if we make them first, sucker. Be sure to check out the new podcast out of Brisbane. It's called The Better Resupply with Glader.
It's called Glader Force.
Yeah. But if you want, you can watch the exact same content later on our channel the week later. So it's probably a better place. You're already here, so you know. Right, was there any other Laser Force content for today?
I'm gonna finish getting the rules set updated, which there aren't any changes to the rule set, but just codifying some of the things we've done the last couple of tournaments, like actually folding in things like the guidance for the 0-point penalties into the actual rule set, so it's all one document.
Cool.
That is undergoing its final revisions now. Poke to the other members of the committee member who I asked for ratification 4 weeks ago, but I'm assuming there's no real problems. It'll be fine. So that will go up in the Facebook group on Laser Force Tournaments, just so that master document is available for everybody. I'll go from there.
Thanks. Well, look, we could probably wrap it up a little early today. We've got over an hour. You know, it'll be a short but sweet one. I'm gonna go. What has popped out of your chest, my friend?
That would be Malcolm being like,
oh, that asshole. I heard all about him. Me.
Father, I require murder.
I crave violence. Yeah, no, he does. He craves violence constantly.
Yeah, there was something that sounded like it broke in the background of one of your streams from the week, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah, no, that was he had knocked basically a container that was sitting in the hallway off of the stand it was on, because he was pissed off I wasn't paying him any attention. So it's like fine.
Was that container filled with your hopes and dreams? Because that sounds like the kind of asshole thing a cat would do.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's that? Things
Fuck
you love?
Fuck that. Fuck this in particular.
I'm gonna go watch some rugby. We're gonna go over to the city and watch a bunch of rugby happen today. So that's where those guys
Cool.
gone.
I'm gonna watch some basketball.
Ooh.
I'm gonna finish troubleshooting my goddamn home theater system.
Perfect.
You guys sound
that'll
like
be fun,
way
too.
more fun.
We got a lot of white people problems up in here.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Look, on that note, and for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I've been Fan.
Always remember to backtrack, kids. We'll see you during the week for one of our other nutty shows that neither of these two care about. Peace.
Later.
Fuck, I need to tee up this button better. It's so dumb.